What's your favorite thing about Nigeria?
My favorite thing about Nigeria is just the spirit of Nigerians. I just feel like you can't replicate it. Nobody else can be a Nigerian besides a Nigerian. Even when they're faking all these Nigerian accents, and African accents in all these movies, they never actually fake the Nigerian accent. They always do like something from East Africa. I never knew. Nah, for real. I'm for real.
What do you mean? Say when Will Smith is acting, his accent wouldn't be.
No, nobody actually fakes the Nigerian. They don't do that. It never sounds like the Nigerian accent. It always sounds maybe like the South African.
Like South African, because that's a quicker entry point.
It just doesn't come as naturally. But like, it just feels like home. That's why I wish the country was actually better. Because I feel like no one would want to leave.
The thing that is getting a little bit out of hands to pigeon. The way you guys are constructing sentences now is like.
What do you mean that way we are constructing?
As in like, what's the one? People are now saying, "You don't get sense past me." I said, "Wow."
That's how it has always been now.
Yeah, that one's light, but I like the way you're constructing the sentences. Yeah, but it's even gonna get more out of hand.
You're not gonna understand anymore.
No one can be a Nigerian except in Nigeria. You know, when people hear this, when people hear talk about this, they think it's an insult. But let me tell you guys, it's the most powerful truth about our identity. No one can be a Nigerian except a Nigerian. That's what we are going to be discussing today. Guys, welcome back again to my channel. How we all doing today? I'm sorry I have to do voiceover. This lady here is a very busy person, but today you guys should just manage this video. But it's something I have to put out here and address this situation. Being Nigerian is not just about our nationality. It's a full-time experience. It's the mindset, is the spirit, the resilience, and the way we build the world around us. One thing people do not understand is that you can never understand what it means to be a Nigerian by just watching it online or by just speaking our pidgin or by just eating our jollof rice. No, you have to be a Nigerian to understand what being a Nigerian means, if that makes sense. As a Nigerian, life trains you every day. You learn patience in the traffic, you learn negotiation in the market, you learn problem solving when there is no light, and create and build an amazing life for yourself. One will say that no one can be a Nigerian except Nigerian. This is what we mean. Nigerians will always turn challenges into creativity. When the system fails us, we'll build a system for ourselves. When things fall apart, we start again with hope, with jokes, and with faith. I can truly understand the Nigerian experience. Trust me. When we say it, they don't understand it, because when a Nigerian should be tired, we are still hustling. When a Nigerian should be angry, we are happy. When the road is very tough, we are still pushing, and that pushing will always bring a result. That is one thing with Nigerians. Nigerians do not give up. Nigerians do not give up. Giving up is not an option when it comes to a Nigerian, and giving up is not in our dictionary. I want to tell you today that being a Nigerian is not a curse. Being a Nigerian is a strength. Our environment is tough, yes, but it shapes us into the person that we are today, that we can survive in any part of the world. If you go to America, the UK, Canada, Dubai, you will find Nigerians excelling in whatever. Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you think Nigerians are outstanding wherever they are? Why do you think Nigerians are winning all over the world today? That is because the country trained us to be resilient, to be sharp, and to adapt fast. So whatever you are thinking is a cause is actually a blessing. That is why that whenever we find ourselves anywhere that is not our country, that blood, that mindset, it never leaves us. It's still with us wherever we think differently, we work differently, and we survive. We just survive. Like where others go and they fail, Nigeria will go there and always come out successfully. Where people are scared of entering, Nigeria will enter there and come out successfully. We don't just come out, we come out winning. So being a Nigerian is a blessing, because you are who you are today because you are a Nigerian, because of that resilient spirit that have been imparted on you for being a Nigerian. There are many misconceptions online about who a Nigerian is or what goes on in Nigeria because of what some of our brothers and sisters are doing. Of course, we always attack them on this channel. They come out and they talk anyhow. They say things that are not even happening in the country. I made a video recently of the girl that is trying to discourage people to come in for the 30th December in Nigeria, and I'm like, are you okay? Are you normal? Why will you do that? People are already in Nigeria for 30th December. One thing people know is what we talk about. So if you don't talk about the good part of Nigeria, nobody's going to know it. Of course, they only know what we talk about. So how would they know if they don't live in our reality? That is the thing we are trying to say. You don't live in our reality, so that there's no how you understand what it means to be a Nigerian. You don't live in our reality. You don't see the people every day trying to build small businesses for themselves, trying to build life from scratch, creating art, helping others, helping people through pain. You don't see those parts. So how will you even know what it takes to be a Nigerian? Because when I tell people that you should dream to be a Nigerian, when you see a Nigerian, you should shake hands with a Nigerian and tell Nigerian, well done. Because what a Nigerian Nigerians have today, they built it from the scratch with help from nobody. So it should be a motivation to you guys. It should be a motivation to other African countries. It should be a motivation because being a Nigerian is tough, and that actually helped to shape our life into what we are today. We have achieved whatever you are able to achieve today because you're Nigerian. So when I see people come on the internet and talk anyhow, I'm like, you cannot even get to where you are today if you're not a Nigerian. So you cannot be a Nigerian if you don't understand what it means to be a Nigerian. So it's only a Nigerian that understands whatever it takes to be a Nigerian. So you that is talking, you cannot understand it because you feel that it's an insult. It's not an insult, but you cannot understand what it takes to be a Nigerian if you're not one. You cannot. Being a Nigerian gave you what you cannot buy in the market. It gave you emotional strength. It gave you wisdom. It gave you experience, and it gave you deep sense of community. You learn how to look out for others. You learn how to depend on yourself, and you learn how to trust God at the same time. You also learn how to fight. I'm not talking about violent fighting, but you fight with vision because you want the better life for yourself and your family. If you're watching this, you're a Nigerian, I want to tell you this. You have to understand who you are and stop underestimating yourself. You are a lion. You are a lioness. You are a king. See yourself for who you are, because when they say Nigeria is giant of Africa, so is Nigerians. Somebody said Nigeria is not the giant of Africa, but Nigerians are the giants of Africa. And I totally believe it, because wait till you carry, they know if you find them anywhere. The strength you carry, the resilience you carry, the wisdom you carry, they no get out for anywhere for Africa. If I talk, say, if they promote Nigeria for Africa, say nobody go remember Africa again. I am not lying and I'm not kidding. And they also know that is the truth. They know that is the truth. So that is where the hatred comes from. That is where the jealousy comes from. That is where the envy comes from. That is where they try as much as possible to spoil the name of Nigeria everywhere they go. But then, even as they're doing all that, Nigerians are still excelling. Whatever they are doing, they're not even affecting us. It's still backfiring on them. You see Nigerians coming to share. My last stream a few days ago, when Nigeria came to share his experience with a Ghanaian colleague at place of work, and trust me, you already know it is not a good experience. He tried to help this Ghanaian, and this Ghanaian went behind his back to go and tell things that are not true about him, and he got fired at work. His first job when he relocated abroad. Guys, this is kind of thing we experience every day. These people, they don't just hate you, they hate your courage, they hate your charisma, they hate your hustling spirit, they hate your wisdom, they hate who you are. Seriously, what they hate is what they cannot be. They hate it to see you being what they cannot be. That is just it. That is it, period. If they lie, let them go and argue with their keypad. They hate you because what you are is a reflection of what they can never be. So they're asking themselves, how come a Nigerian is able to do this when I'm not able to do it? How come a Nigerian is able to achieve this when I'm not able to achieve it? You are a Nigerian for a reason. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let the negativity they're saying online even scare you for a bit, because what you carry inside is what they can never ever be. When you see a Nigerian turning against Nigeria and talking shit about Nigeria, that's because the person have a low self-esteem. They cannot even identify who they are. They may be probably they were rejected by their parents. At this point, that's what I used to think. This one was just abandoned by his parents or her parents. That's genuinely how I feel about them, because person in your right sense, you should know that Nigeria is the only country you have. If you like, go up, go down, go here, go there. Nigeria is the only country you have. Don't tell anybody. Don't just let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody talk you down. You are a Nigerian for a reason. You are a Nigerian for a reason, and that spirit you carry inside of you is what is carrying them. It's what is making them to behave the way you are. So no one can be a Nigerian except a Nigerian. You have to understand the experience for you to say, I am a full-blown Nigerian. Thank you so much for watching today's video, my fellow Nigerians. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get this channel to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this month. Guys, thank you so much for your constant support. I love you guys, and don't forget to share your thoughts. I want to know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video. As I always tell you guys, please stop watching hate channels. When you see them, click on do not recommend this channel to me. Do that, please. Stop watching them. Stop fighting in their comment section. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Till then, remember, blessed. Bye.